Hi, my name is Shawn. Let's talk about fear. As you know, I think our job is all about learning. But it's not just taking courses and reading books and going to college. Learning is about everything you're doing, all the coding you're actually writing. Every line of code is probably something you can be learning from. What I mean by that is don't be afraid to take risks. The cost for coding mistakes is relatively low. I know it feels like it's huge right now, but it's relatively low. If you think you have a new idea or a new way to do something, create a branch, create a new project, do something, and build it up and test it. Because at worst, you're just going to throw away that code, right? But my sincere hope is that you can give away some of that fear. Just be brave and try something new. I spent a lot of my years living in that fear of being found out that I didn't know some minute detail of some technology. It's an awful place to be. As a lot of people have said before, the only time it's a mistake is if you don't learn from it. Otherwise, it's an opportunity. At the same time, we're in this period of development by Google, where we spend a lot of time on Stack Overflow trying to find the answer or the right way or the best practices. And I don't really believe in the idea of best practices on their own. We're developers. We love to invent. We love to try new things, to make advances in the technology we're trying to build. A lot of times that means digging deeper. If you're going to copy and paste some piece of code off the internet into your code base, understand why it's the right way to do it. Understand what the effects on the whole system are. Because as you build systems, you're going to learn why those compromises are there to begin with. A long time ago, I tried to write my own ORM, and it was a complete failure. It never got publicized, it never got published. And the reason is I thought I was smarter than all the other ORM people out there, and that they were just making these silly mistakes that were bothering me. Only once I dug into how they actually worked, how ADO.NET worked, how Hibernate worked, how Entity Framework did what it does. And some things aren't going to be fast and functional because you have to compromise for what you're trying to accomplish. And every project you're working on has those same properties. You have to understand what you want to build and what compromises you're going to make to build it. You're delaying the possibility that changes down the road make your software more fragile in order to meet a business deadline. And that's a perfectly valid reason to do that. In the long run, you're going to need them. You're going to start paying more and more for that short-term goal, but you're going to want to get around that. The other fear I wanted to sort of dig into was this idea of code and sunlight. Early in my career, I spent a lot of time being afraid of people looking at my code because I had used hacks and workarounds in order to get the projects working. I thought I was the only one that had to do that because I wasn't smart enough or knowledgeable enough, or the fact that I didn't have a degree, whatever the case may be. I tried to hide the code. I'm like, no, don't worry, I got it. And the fact is I'm learning that sunshine makes code better. The more you publish your code out, sit in code reviews, sit down with your neighbor and go, does this look right to you? The better your code's going to be. Because no matter how smart the developer is, more than one developer looking at code makes it better. There's no way around that. It's just the fact of the matter. These are just some of the ideas I have in my mind. I'm going to be producing more of these over the next few weeks, especially now that we're in lockdown. I'll have plenty of time to produce these. So hopefully you give it a watch. Thanks.